Punk unicorns, we're here to stay, living our lives in our own way. Mama K and Nikki B, we're here to slay, tearing down walls we don't play. Gay man, be a woman, we're all one. Eccentric and wild, we're never done. Garage gods of filth and blasphemy. We're the punk unicorn family. Give us a hug, we'll give you a laugh. It's the Punk Unicorns Podcast. Mama K and Nikki B, we're a blast. Join us and you'll have a blast.
I got a little lightheaded. That was fun. Wow.
We were just talking about how wonky donkey we felt in the noggin.
Yeah, it's also because my Zyrtec just kicked in.
Zyrtec.
Yeah. Okay, so, hi.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi. How was your week? Was it good?
It was painful, but I'm here.
Painful?
And today is the first day back of cheer coaching for moi.
Oh, that's so fun. You're going to be up to your nose in, what's that show called? With the big lady that yells at the kids all the time.
Big lady that yells at the kids all the time.
Where they have curly sponge spray hair and wear dumb dresses.
Oh. Well, I'm not making the kids any dresses out of curtains. I'm not singing on no mountains.
So it's not like Cheer Mom? Or, I mean,
you're talking about, Dance Moms.
Dance
I
Moms.
thought you were talking about the fucking Sound of Music. How do you solve a problem like Maria? That was beautiful, Nick.
Right. Sound of Music is my jam. I'm not a musical fan.
It was one of my girl's favorites.
Yeah, like, I had a gay crush as a kid on every single brother in that movie.
Well, for that purpose, there's a street right up the street called Frederick Pike, but no, I refer to it as Friedrich.
Friedrich.
Yes, so speaking of talking in this accent, I was just telling Nick, season 14 of Call the Midwife dropped.
Is that where, like, midwives, like, sing and stuff?
Yeah, it's a musical, and they go on stage and they do like simulated births with robots in the 70s, and they keep surging because when the robot's water breaks, it surges and electrocutes the midwives, so they stop using those robots.
That's so cool. I wish that was true.
I know, that was so fun.
I'm sitting here like, that would be such a cool show if we just did a fake midwife show, but it had robots carrying the babies.
Right. The power surges when the water breaks.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched that, like, I was so excited, but I had to, like, download the PBS app, which is okay. Public Broadcasting System,
Does it take
whatever.
place in England?
Yeah, yes.
Do you know, I know someone that's into midwifery that lives in England. I shall ask her if she knows anybody on that show. Becca, if you're watching, I know 14 Beccas, but this is the Becca that knows who I'm talking to. Not Maurice.
Not Maurice, not that Becca.
But British Becca. Okay.
So I watched that, and then I kind of rewatched it this morning. That way I didn't I kind of just the episode 1.
Do some of them talk like this?
They all do, and some of them
Like,
from Scotland.
I
and all
really
the
enjoy
things.
birthing babies. Or do they call babies something different, like titterlings or something strange?
No, but the diapers are called nappies, and the strollers are called trams.
Trams?
Yes.
Oh, I bet that sounds weird depending on which part of England you're in.
Right.
I took the trams out.
Yeah.
I took the trams out.
So, after that, I'm just sitting here, playing bingo on my phone, and this, documentary comes on, and it's about this couple overseas, and he's a chef, and she's a chef,
Oh,
the
how
wife is
British.
chef.
That is so British. Oh, what a family of chefs.
And,
Oh.
you know, well, she's from New Zealand, and he's from there. Well,
Ooh, New Zealand.
I
changes
guess I'd have to go back and rewatch it to get.
that. That's like British
He was either
people with
given up for
seasoning.
adoption. His name was Graham. He was either given up for adoption or his father raised him and mom wasn't. He never knew who his mom was. Well, one day out of the blue, he gets this email from this woman saying, "Hey son, I'm your mother. I have terminal cancer and I want to get to know you. I only have 6 months to live."
That actually happened to someone I know too. That's really weird.
So of course this guy's like, well, yeah, you know, and he's like our age, and he's like, you know, it's been 45 years, so yeah, I would love to get to know
Right,
who
I
my
guess I
mother
can give her
is.
6 months.
So here's what leads me to believe that she walked away somehow, is because in the email she addressed him as Graham and said that her baby was Graham, the baby that she birthed. So I don't know. So anyway, long story short, he brings her there, or she comes there. I don't know how it works out, but she's like from the Philippines, and she when she gets there, she presents as extremely wealthy, like expensive hotels. She's taking him out to dinner. She's doing this. She's doing that.
She's wooing him.
Well, so you think. The wife ends up, well, she's pregnant at the time the mother comes into the situation. Once the baby's born, this is their first child. And of course, you know, mother-in-law syndrome. She's like trying to tell her how to do, you know, whatever. And she's telling her son, Graham, you know, hey, I've got hundreds of millions of dollars in Switzerland, but I need to get it over into your name before I pass away. So you have this, you know, inheritance when I pass away.
Yeah, just leave it to me in a will like a fucking normal person.
So his wife, it was like around Christmas time, it was around Thanksgiving, Christmas time, like his wife had just had the baby. And she's telling him, like, Graham, we gotta go to Switzerland so we can finalize all this paperwork. Well, it ended up, they were there for 2 months. And he ends up coming home on Christmas Eve because he told his wife, I'm going to spend my first Christmas with my son. He was like baby was like 3 months old. Well, he comes back home, and come to find out, Graham has been giving the mother money, because the mother's like, now listen, it's like the people that fall in love online. Oh, I'm stuck at the airport. Send me $50 million fucking dollars and I'll pay you back $75 million. So Graham knew he was going to get this inheritance, you know, so he kept giving his mom money, you know. Well, next thing he knew, she, like a long time, a few months had gone by. Well, I know he says 6 months had gone by and she still wasn't dead yet. She ends up calling him back, and she says, well, you know, I want to spend my final days with you. So the dumbass like brings her to the house, and now she's got money again, but she's not like paying him back, but she's spending money like on herself and everything. Well, then all of a sudden she doesn't have money again. So I'm like, what the fuck? Turns out, now while they were in Switzerland, they met with like an attorney and a banker several times. Stella, we just started, so shut up. They met with these bankers and these lawyers several times about this money transfer. Just no documents were ever signed. And it's like everywhere that they went, they knew who this woman was. Like, she had all this clout and money and all these important people, you know. Well, it just turns out she had gotten to them before him to be like, why, yes. And she said she was like the descendant of royalty or something like that.
Filipino royalty?
Something.
Cool.
I forget what it was. She was like the bastard child of somebody.
Of Queen Kamala Linnea?
The very one.
Okay.
So, next thing you know, she meets Graham's best friend. We'll say his name's Nick because I forget his name. And
Saint Nick.
she asks Graham, well, how much should we give your best friend? We should give him a few million, shouldn't we? He's been a best friend to you all these years. So when I die, I want you to give him $75 million. We'll say that's what she said. She said a number, I can't remember.
That's cool. Yeah.
Right, that would be really cool, you know, if the money fucking existed and she wasn't lying to everybody and fucking manipulating everybody. This bitch was a career fucking criminal. Like, the whole time they were in Switzerland, she had a rotating, like, she had this couple that she met there that was giving her money for funding because she was so rich and had all these businesses, so they were investing in her. Then she met this young Chinese kid, and she was calling him grandson. He was giving her money. And then she has Graham that's giving her money, and she's his mother, long-lost mother. So next thing you know, she goes and asks the best friend for money and says, please, please don't tell my son Graham that I'm asking you for money. So he doesn't. Because he figures this woman is dying.
Who is this dumb? Through this whole story, that's all I can keep thinking. Who is this dumb?
Right, and I'm thinking to myself, like, look, even when I found my older brother, there was no doubt in our mind that he belonged to us because he and I favor so much and we look just like our mother. But we still did a fucking DNA test. To be sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kept thinking to myself, like, are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking stupid? But the thing is they looked alike. You know?
That's what they do.
So it somehow it gets, well, the wife finds out that the husband's funding the mom. And that's when London Bridge starts falling down. Stella Marshmallow! Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
I'm like, what happened?
I'm so sorry. Bless your eardrums.
What?
So, I said vagina lumps! Sorry, there's a lady walking her. My window's open. Not your vagina lumps, lady.
That's hot.
So, any tits. So, the wife finds out. Stella! The wife finds out, and that leads to, like, you know, all the House of Cards falling down, finding out that she's got all these connections that's funding her, and she ain't got a pot to fucking piss in. So, she's still alive to this day, right? DNA test was done.
She is the mom, isn't she?
She sure enough is.
Holy pussy fart.
I was not
What
expecting
the fucking
that.
titties?
I was not. So at the very end of the documentary, you see a conversation that they're having, and she's telling him that she's sorry for what she did, and
But at least she is telling the truth. Oh
my
god!
That the one thing that she didn't lie about was that was her child. So, and the thing is he was a very successful chef. Like, he was very well known at that time in that area. So it was like,
I feel like I have watched.
it was on PBS.
I feel like I may have watched this one time.
So I'm gonna go euthanize my dog. Never mind. Cameron's out of the shower. She'll shut up once Cameron goes in there with her. Let me sit back down.
So I had a shitty friend like that who is kind of like a slower version of this woman.
Okay. Hi, Stella.
She would ask for money from everybody. She would only work the bare minimum.
Okay, no, Stella, you know, Stella, you know how Nick feels about you.
Honey,
Did you dump that? Oh my God, I hope not. No, good. Thank God for old Tupperware.
I don't know. I don't even know where it went.
It's right underneath you.
Oh, okay, because I can't see it.
Somebody want it?
That was fun.
Stella, come on.
I love you, Stella.
Stella, you have to go somewhere. Come on, go.
Here, we'll set that up there if you have to sit there.
Okay, so Nick, tell them about my balloon thing while I do something with this dog.
Okay. So, hi, we're back from a doggy trying to take over the set, and here she comes again as soon as I tripped about her. Hi there, bad girl.
God damn it. Come on. Go.
No pets were abused or hurt during the making of this video.
Cameron? You know the drill on Tuesdays.
So, okay, yeah, I'll wait for you to do the balloon thing. But
okay, guys, here, I'll let me talk about it, guys.
Okay.
So, as you know from last time, I've been doing balloon art, and my weed man's girlfriend's birthday is today. Happy birthday to Joe!
Jew? Is that her name?
See, okay, you know the movie The Birdcage?
Okay. Oh, like happy birthday to you.
So the butler on The Birdcage, Agador Spartacus.
Yeah, I absolutely love Agador Spartacus. He is my lover.
Yes. So I often talk like him.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wear the shoes because I fall down. And then when he gives her the Pirin tablets, okay, I get one for Jill, just one for later, one for Jill. So,
or something like that.
So I was talking to my weed man about his girlfriend birthday being today. And he was like, you know, it sucks when like funds are low and, you know, somebody's birthday falls when funds are low. And I was like, what's her favorite color, girl? Oh, ready? Mouth it and I'll do it for you. Oh, grrr. Can you put your tongue at the roof of your mouth loosely and just blow air behind it? Don't make a noise. Never fucking mind, Nick. So anyway.
So my tongue just usually gets used like this. So it's really good at making that position.
I'm multilingual.
Oh,
oh,
that's like as close as I can get. Oh, okay. Oh,
so here it comes.
I wish I could roll my R's.
Here comes the lovely basket that I made.
Oh my God! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I can't touch the balloons because they're greasy.
Yes, they're greasy and covered with hairspray so that they will last.
It does smell like hairspray, but it's not. Isn't this beautiful?
Yes, look at that.
I was telling the boyfriend that
You hear her?
he said, thank you so very much. I said it was my pleasure, sorta. Because
Each balloon is filled with LSD, so that when she pops it, it goes into the air.
right. And then the dogs will start flying and shit. Well, when you actually, I can show you guys. Look, I just so happen to have. I'm gonna make
You know
something
what else
for
you
Nick.
could use that for? You know what? That could be like a low key like backwater artificial insemination machine.
It's a little chewed up. I can't remember which dog did it.
We could cut off a dildo head, one of those ones that you can put stuff into, and put it on the top of that.
Let me tell you, when these bitches pop, I told my weed man, I said, dude, I feel like I was in fucking Vietnam because all these balloons were popping on me last night because I was making pearls. Like balloon pearls you saw on there.
Oh, I was thinking of the kind you get at adamandeve.com.
Right, not those. But I'm going to make Nick a little something, something. Not a peeners, because I already sent that to him the other day, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're going to do...
That looks like an eyeball.
Now, see, the thing about these things is I'm a newbie, guys. I'm a newbie. And I try to... It's just pain in my ass. It really is.
That must be the same technology they used to do the pumps for the big inflatable tins.
And the penis enlargers.
Yes.
And then we're going to come up here like a this and do a twist.
And then
we're
you
gonna
twist it
there.
there.
And then we're going to twist again like we did last summer.
Oh my God, that looks like the head of an animal.
It might be.
I remember years ago when I worked at Max Cinemas before the last simulation ended. We had a man that came every week and did balloon stuff for Kids Night. I think Kids Night was Tuesday nights. We were one of the first places where kids got to eat free, just so you know, before everybody else. But he walked around dressed as like You know how like the original theme for Wendy's was like the 20s or something?
Yeah.
Okay, well he walked around dressed like
Oh,
that.
I know what you're talking about.
Right, and he did puppets.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. Oh my god, I love this one already. It looks like a punk unicorn that got its horn taken away.
Brace yourself.
Ah, shoot out.
Oh, well, that didn't work great.
Oh, titty fuck.
See? That's the shit I'm talking about.
Oh no. Now it's
Well,
a
here's
weird
two
man.
women connected at the clit.
Oh, speaking of the clip, so bad idea. Whoever thought of this one? I was at Winans, which is a local chocolatier.
We took me there, remember? It was great.
So they
You
made
don't have to play with vaginas. I know how much you hate.
they made chocolate covered Peeps.
Oh.
Sounds like a great idea, but
I don't like
not.
Peeps, though.
First off, Peeps are marshmallow fluff, so when you dip them in hot chocolate, it distorts their shape a little bit. Every single Peep that was covered in chocolate looked like a very dark vagina with a turd coming out of it.
Ew.
Yep. So the head turned into a turtle head turd. Yeah, so it was really gross. I'm sure they were delicious though. But next time, maybe don't dip them in hot chocolate.
Maybe don't. Think about the presentation and think of the children.
Maybe they should just sell Mike Sells chocolate covered potato chips.
Mm.
Yes, and I still buy Mike Sells. They do still exist. I get them a lot. They even have them at Aldi.
They do. I was just at Aldi's because I ran out of my my veggies that I've been eating, and I have lost in 2 weeks. I've lost 11.
Oh.
That's what she said. Look at
Ho,
that.
ho, ho.
God
Oh,
damn.
ho, ho.
I think we all know what that means.
I do see you.
But I digress ever so respectfully. So I have, the first week, I lost, 7 pounds the first week, because I'm weighing myself every Tuesday morning so I can update you, because I didn't get a chance to weigh myself last Tuesday. But after Nick left, I went over there. I was like, oh my God, I lost 7 pounds. I was so excited. And then at the end of last week, I ran out of my my veggies that I like to keep, which is I can live off of. I have two different. I have a sweet and a savory salad in my refrigerator at all times. The one I have, like this time, it's going to be the cucumbers, celery, feta, and then some sesame seed dressing. And then my sweet is celery, apples, walnuts, cranberries,
Is it kind of like a Waldorf
feta,
salad?
feta and balsamic vinaigrette.
That sounds yummy. I've got one of those chopped salads that are basically like coleslaw.
Oh yeah, I like those.
I got the avocado ranch one. So it comes with a packet of avocado ranch dressing, some blue corn chip crunchy things, and some cheese. And you just throw that on there and mix all that shit up. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't like to eat a whole salad at once, get those kinds of salads. Because they are still good the next day even with the dressing on them. Because they're really just coleslaw. Oh my God, I love it. It has such a beautiful tail.
See, the tail is supposed to.
Well, act like it's a squirrel instead. Oh.
It's just the squirrel, jumping squirrel with a really long dick. The flying squirrel.
Oh yeah, you could do that. Or it's
I'm just learning.
Squidward's head. Kinda.
You know, I have never had the pleasure of having any sort of sexual relations with a man of color. However, I worked in the medical field for many years and did home health. And I had this one gentleman that was in his probably 80s that I had to go do a bath visit on.
Right, like 7 inches soft.
I can't, like, it sounds awful that it made me react that way, but if you've ever seen one up close and personal like that, you would look too. Because he was the cutest little thing. He probably weighed 110 pounds soaking wet. And when I got there and said, well, I'm here, it was a bath assist. Like, he could do everything on his own. I just was there to make sure he didn't, like, fall on his face. And he was not shy, and I quickly learned why. Because he was hung like a damn horse. And I'm just sitting there, you know, doing my charting from, like, the last place I was at. He just gets up, takes all his clothes off, and he little skinny self walks into the
Trips over
bathroom.
his dick.
His fucking nuts were to his fucking knees, and his fucking dickhead was about that far from his balls. Oh, I was like, God damn, sir. I felt sorry for his wife's vagina, but then again, I didn't.
Right? Like,
I was jealous.
I was with this guy once named Michael, and he was a chef. And I don't even think he was really bi. His junk was just so big that he had to take it where he could get it. It was such an awkward experience because we couldn't do nothing.
I'm sorry, I'm making so much noise. I'm making a pumpkin.
It was too big for my mouth. It was too big to do anything else with. And I couldn't imagine him putting that in a vagina. It was as thick as my wrist. I'm 6'3". Put that in perspective. So his thing was like,
oh, I could not even, man.
I was like, oh wow, you need to date a Klingon woman because on Star Trek they have larger vaginas.
Did they mention that in the show?
No, I just always assumed that Klingon women had larger vaginas.
Speaking of vaginas, what? Wait, that's not where I wanted to go with that.
Speaking of vaginas, I found out online you can get 2 Bubba thermos cup thingies.
I love my Bubba.
Me too. 2 of these for only $30. Motherfucker,
That's not bad.
right? Might be charging $24 for this one.
Didn't you say that you smelled the other perfume that I had and your nephew had, the fucker?
Yeah, the fucker one.
The fucker one?
Yeah, I'm gonna get both of those, and I'm gonna get another Kayed El Fursan, which means I think something like the workhorse. Sorry if anybody speaks whatever language I just butchered.
Yeah, he just.
But I'm pretty sure that means the workhorse or racehorse or something like that.
Okay, sometimes
Either
I
way,
like one.
it smelled like 1980s grandpa. That like Stetson-y kind of deal.
You know what I always remember? It wasn't my grandpa, it was my Uncle Walt. He always smelled like pipe tobacco, and the cologne that he had, I just could never get enough of it. And I remember he would always sit in this walking chair. He would sit in the walking chair, and I would go right there, Uncle Walt! And I would put my little nose all up in his neck wrinkles just to smell him. He smelled so fucking good with that pipe tobacco and whatever that cologne was that he wore. It was amazing.
They make candles that smell just like that now. They're capitalizing on 80s.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Big time.
Now my son, Cameron, the younger one, he's obsessed with cologne. He's probably got 15 bottles in there. He likes his cologne.
I'm the same way. I'm like, if I ever win the lottery, you know how people have like shoe closets? I will go to the cologne place and just buy a bottle of everything.
See, I really like that. What's it called? The Ramalama Ding Dong company that I got that from?
Lattafa.
Queen Lattafa.
So if you want quality premium cologne that is unisex for the household, 4 ounces, under $30, Every time. Every single one of their badass big bottles is cheap. You
Yeah.
go to the store and try to get them, you're going to pay $70 or $80
it's
for the same
ridiculous.
bottle.
It's ridiculous.
Huge markup. And they're actually, I think they're better than most American colognes, because really, you don't get into good quality American cologne until you spend $120, $140 a bottle. Well, this is that same quality, but for under $30.
There was a cologne back in the 90s, like early to mid 90s, and it was called Paris. And it just had the most.
I can see it on the bottom underneath of it
sweetest-
going, pour home, or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
It just had the most amazing smell. And then there was, I worked with a lady, can't remember where I worked with her at, but she wore a cologne called Shalimar.
Shalama.
And I was like, I just love it, and I wore it for years, and I stopped wearing it, and then I thought, well, I'll buy Shalimar. Well, it just doesn't hold the same all these years later, I guess. It'd be like wearing fucking white diamonds right now, you know what I mean? In my opinion, white diamonds is
You
like,
could probably get away with if you're younger, though.
well, maybe.
No, because somebody'd
Somebody'd be like, you smell like an old woman!
you smell like Granny Nana.
Mm-hmm. But I got that Shalimar, and I was so excited. And I put it on, and my husband was like, you smell like a fucking thrift store. And I'm like, a thrift smelling old lady. Also, fucker.
Okay, well, don't be wearing no Dracar around me then, old man.
And you know what? Another cologne that I really, really like. Ooh, girl, did you hear that pop?
I thought that was the chair.
No, that was my body. Joop.
Zoop, baby, zoop. I liked the one that was red.
The one I wore was like in a darker bottle.
I liked the red
And
one.
honestly, it was made for men. And the reason why I started liking it is my boss at the time, Becky, she wore it. She's like, this is my husband's cologne. Don't it smell good? I was like, fuck yeah, it does.
Everybody
so I went
should
and
just
bought
wear
some.
whatever they want.
And I absolutely loved it. I used to wear my brother's cologne all the time. That's why people think I'm a lesbian all the time. I
Do
like
you know
men's
how-
cologne, and I got the fucking haircut.
Do you know how good I smell in women's perfume?
It's all about your pheromones.
Right, like I would wear the one that had pheromones in it on purpose to make guys think I was hot. And they would always comment on it, God, you smell so good, Nick. And I didn't want to be like, oh, it's that Tom Hardy for women that has concentrated coochie juice in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they give you a side of cinnamon dust to spray on, or cinnamon coochie dust to spray on afterwards.
Speaking of cinnamon, did everybody remember to blow cinnamon in their door this morning? It's the first of the month. Rabbit, 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 bitch.
Oh,
I
yeah,
left
happy
my
April
house.
Fool's Day. We
Yeah.
didn't even say that.
I left the house before I blew cinnamon in it, so
I
that's
don't know.
bad.
Yeah.
But it's a witch thing.
Since most of our viewers out there are probably witches.
Yes. It's a witch thing. I always, every first of the month, you take a bit of cinnamon in your hand, you stand outside of on the other side of your,
Entryway.
threshold, entryway, what the fuck ever.
And then you're like,
And what I always say is, my wish for this month is health, wealth, and prosperity. And I blow the cinnamon in the front door.
and then when
And
it
then
blows
whatever's
back up in
left.
your eyes,
Yeah.
you'll start crying. It'll come out.
And then if I have some left on my hands, I just kind of do
Rub
this.
it on you.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah.
For those of you not watching the Midwest, this is that special week where everything flowers at the same time.
Yes.
So spring
I'm
flowers
getting
are
some
here.
greenery coming up.
Yards will be ready to mow next week. Bradford pears are already in bloom, along with those things from Appalachia. The red things, the red butt. Well, they're purple, but they're called red butt, I think. They come out at the same time as
I don't know. I'm not a podiatrist.
Oh, well, there's a couple in your neighborhood. And then
and then
purpley.
my neighbor's tree blooms every year. What is this? This is
Bradford pear.
it's a Bradford
They're
pear.
an invasive species. If you own them, cut them down.
Yeah,
They're worse than the the other stuff.
I always
honeysuckle.
like watching her tree bloom because the house that we had before this one, I had a Japanese cherry blossom out front. It was so beautiful. But it only bloomed like it was, the fucking flowers were gone as quick as it bloomed, so I'd be out there taking pictures of it
Like
and then
and have
turn
one
around
day
and then
to
it'd be
do it.
bald.
Our magnolia tree died. It got, I forget what it's called. It's a common thing with magnolias. But it covered the whole plant, and then aphids took it over. And that was a big, beautiful tree. And then a shoot of it somehow survived the poisoning, you know, where you cut the X in the tree and then pour the stuff down inside of it. Well, somehow survived that, and there were still aphids on this little thing. And we cut this down 2 years ago.
Wow.
3 years ago. And there were still aphids somehow surviving and long enough at that base of the dead tree. And
That
then the new
happened at
little one
Mom's.
came up, and they were already covered in it. So it was like, well, there goes the idea that we might be able to let something pop up from it.
Yeah, I had gotten a bunch of free canna lilies from someone here in town.
I love canna lilies. We plant them at my
They,
house.
I don't know how good they're gonna do this year. They did okay last year, but now I took some to my mom, and hers they have thrived. She's got so many starts, it's unbelievable. She's like, you gotta come here and help me dig up these starts and bring some home. I'm like,
Wait, she left them in over winter?
No, wait.
Because canna lilies is one of those things you dig up.
No, she dug them up, but there's maybe when she did, I don't fucking know.
Like they're spreading, like
Yeah.
basically like potatoes.
Yeah, she said there's definitely there's more than there was when we planted them. Let's put it
That's
that way.
awesome. I love them because they look so tropical.
Yes, I agree. We have like 3 planted, but I can't really tell what's what yet. So we'll see.
We have lilies from the home place down in Kentucky. You know the
I didn't
kind,
dig mine up.
the kind you see on the side of the road and stuff all the time.
Oh yeah.
Well, my uncle got a bunch of those from Kentucky and brought them up for us. 2 years they did okay-ish. This year they're coming in really good, so they're going to be really good this year.
Well, my roses are starting to get green on them. Last year they did crappy, and that was my fault because I pruned them too much. Way too much. So I just did not fuck with them after last year. I took off, you know, I deadheaded it or whatever, but I'm not touching it this year. Because every year in June, my granddaughter and my daughter take a picture together, and they have for like however old my daughter is, 7 years almost. And every year the rose bush has flourished and flourished and flourished. And then the one year that I went batshit on it, and then the girls are bigger and the rose bush is like this again.
I think I saw the one sister the other day. The one that just got
Mine?
married.
Amy, the
Amy?
one with the shaped head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't remember if that was her or not. I think it was.
Did she have a tattoo on the side of her head?
Yeah, but she had a face mask on. Like a flu mask or something. So she made
That might be her. She does,
I think it was, because I said hi to her and chit-chatted for a second, but I didn't know for sure because she had a mask on.
yeah.
So she was either sick or she didn't want to get sick. Cause
Was
you
she
know,
ugly?
when you come to the dispensary, there's a lot of people there. Ooh, and they hated it. Yesterday I went in, checked in, placed my kiosk order, got called up 2 minutes later and walked in, got called before everybody in there, and they all got salty. And I was like, y'all need to place a kiosk order. It wasn't because I work here. This is how it works. You get to walk in the
mentioned it
door.
many times, people. You gotta listen.
Drop off your ID. You place the kiosk order. She calls you up in a couple minutes. Then when you go inside, you get called before everybody that's back there. It's awesome.
That's right.
Know what you want. Look at the menu when you're at the dispensary. Look at the menu.
And
You
we
just-
can't stress this enough. Look at the menu.
Right, and I'm not trying to be that mean person because when you come
I
in,
will
you'll
be.
see I'm in a great mood and I will treat you wonderfully. But you're there for 40 minutes sometimes. Just look at the menu. And it's not because I want to spend 10 minutes with you. I love doing that. But then I have 15 people behind you mean mugging me the whole time. Just like that. come on a day when we're not super busy. I know that's not available for everybody though, because they've got work schedules.
And even when you're not super busy, it's still kind of
just good etiquette.
like just flowy. It still flows. So know what you want.
Because we're in an area where there aren't any other dispensaries, so we're busy from open to close.
Speaking of medicinal things, I had mentioned last week that I tried these methylfolates drops. And that on days that I
that's something pregnant women take sometimes, right?
Yeah.
It might be in a pregnancy pill.
Yeah, folic acid or something.
Yes, it is.
So I noticed that on days that I took this, once I got it in my system, and it's only been a few days that I've had this new bottle, and it's been out of my system. I didn't nap on days that I took this, and I stayed more focused. So I did order more of this, and I'm not one to sit here, but ain't nobody paying my fat ass. Ain't nobody paying me to say that these things work. So what you do is, you take about 5 drops, right?
I hope that's not red 40.
No, I don't know.
That's awfully bright red. It better taste like cherry.
You want to try it?
No.
It's berry.
Watch it. It would make me like stay up for 6 days straight or something.
Let me see if red 40's in there, because that is a good question.
Because you know,
God damn.
Do you know West Virginia just banned it?
Well, ingredients don't say anything about no red dye though.
Then it might just be red from the blood of virgins.
Organic something. Yeah, it doesn't have it in there. Not that I can see. This formula supports brain, mood, heart, and nerve. God damn, it's just like the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz. I have turned into the Tin Man. I have arthritis in both hips now.
That's hot.
And it was painful. So fucking painful. I can't sleep at the night times. And so, if it gets worse, I'll get injections. They don't want to do the injections now because they're pretty invasive. And the needle is really, 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 really long that they use.
Is it the kind they do for a spinal tap or an epidural? Because I had a spinal tap as a kid. I had to be held down by my mom, a doctor, and a nurse while they did it.
It's a pretty long needle. When they said that, I immediately went online, like on TikTok, to see what it looked like to get those hip injections, and I was like, holy fucking shit, bro. And he's been trying to get me to get Tylenol and arthritis. I finally did. Doing it. We'll see what happens.
I wish that you could get like a cool bio suit that would like make you move cool, like in like Star Trek or Star Wars.
You know, I can still have babies, and if I can get some sort of deal with the Elon Musk's, I'll have his 900th baby.
Well, you're in luck. He has nothing to do with Boston Dynamics. And Boston Dynamics are the leading cutting edge of robot technology. The sniffer dog and the person that you see like dancing and stuff, that's all Boston Dynamics.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay.
It's a company.
Gotcha.
They're the ones when you watch like YouTube videos of like robots doing super badass shit. It's always the Boston Dynamics one. And then the dog that doesn't have a head.
I want to see. Keep talking. I want to see about the when they're going to the moon or Mars or wherever.
Oh yeah, because Gail, Oprah's lover, is going to space with Katy Perry. I know, right? We're in a movie. We won't even go there. But still, that sounds like a fun space mission, like an episode of Barbarella. Like Jane Fonda should be going with them too. And she should recreate her iconic hairstyle from Barbarella.
Okay, so I thought it was this year. It says Elon Musk has confirmed that SpaceX Starship will head to Mars at the end of 2026. The ship will be carrying Optimus, Tesla's human robot. The tech billionaire said if all goes well, humans could be on the red planet by 2029. But wait a second, maybe they're going to the moon. Let's try the moon. Maybe that's where they're going. Katy Perry's going somewhere in outer space.
I think she's just going to space to like float around and be like, baby, I'm a firework.
Going to space.
To space. Going to space with Katy Perry. Gail is going to look so cool in an astronaut outfit. There's my girl, speaking of Gail.
All right.
I bet you when they get up there, it's because the aliens want Katy Perry, and they're going to give her to her. They're going to give Katy to the aliens.
Okay.
What, they're already in space today?
No.
It was canceled?
April 14th.
Oh, so 2 weeks from today,
What?
they go into space.
So it says Blue Origin announced its 11th human flight. NS-31 will lift off from Launch Site 1 in West Texas on Monday, April 14th. The mission includes Aisha Bowe, Amanda Nijun. I hope I said that right. That's different.
Well, no, it's Win.
Okay. Gail King, Katy Perry, Carrie Ann Flynn, and Lauren Sanchez.
Or Newton, or something like
the
that.
The new Shepard launch window opens at 11:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. Why did I say 11:30? Additionally, Blue Origin released 31 mission pack. But anyway, they go into the moon.
So Katy Perry is going to be our ambassador to the moon.
Well, she sang that. You're so hypnotizing. Could you be the devil? Could you be an angel? Your touch.
And the thing looked like an alien.
You're an alien. Your touch so foreign. It's supernatural. Extraterrestrial.
Right, because if you watch all those videos, there are star bases on the moon and shit from back when we had that. Oh, that's the one thing we need to have a whole episode on. I'll mention that before, because we're almost done, aren't we?
I think so, probably. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
The motherfucking pyramid.
I saw that. Did you see what they're talking?
Yeah, there's like a power plant that is 1 million years old underneath the power plant, y'all. Or underneath the pyramids. You just gotta type in, and there's a million videos on YouTube from reputable sources about it. It's all done with like laser LiDAR technology and stuff, and Google and all that shit. And guys, there is some weird shit underneath the pyramid that is like 2,000 feet deep.
And you know, I saw that, but you know what else? There's things that happen that people report on one social media outlet, and then when you Google it, you can't find it no fucking where. But you know it's at, well, let me take that back. I Google it and I find the information, but there's nothing about it like on TikTok. You would think something. In West Virginia, there was this couple that was decorating a family member's grave, and they found the remains of a deceased baby. The baby was about 2 months old when it died. The remains were just laying there, and the baby's casket had been beaten up and tossed over a hill. Yeah! I was like, what? So I Googled it, and let me see if there's any updates on that, because I actually want...
So, an animal got into it, a bear.
Well, it seems like maybe...
it wasn't like witchy? Or creepy like voodoo shit?
We don't know. Nobody knows. West Virginia Cemetery.
Either way, that's a grave desecration.
Yeah, that's what they're thinking. Well, they looked around and there was nothing done to that particular cemetery. They couldn't find it. So the baby came from somewhere else.
So it's not like evidence of like demon possession or something crazy?
See? There's nothing that's been updated in 3 fucking days. 2 days.
That's weird, y'all.
Yeah. Baby's corpse, busted casket found in West Virginia Cemetery. I'll read part of it, then we can... Salt Rock, West Virginia. Baby's body and busted casket were found at the Bayless Cemetery in Salt Rock, West Virginia, Thursday evening. Person called 911 reporting that they found the body while they were decorating graves. According to sheriff, it was a little boy, so I mean the body was fresh enough you could tell the gender. Baby boy was sent to the medical examiner's office, and there hasn't been an update. And you can't get an update. Like, do I call the medical examiner? Like, inquiring minds want to know where this fucking baby came from.
That's some crazy shit. Inquiring minds want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag WTF.
And until next week, it has been the
Punk Unicorns Podcast
with
Nikki B.
Mama K.
Blessed be. Hail coffee. Mm-hmm.
Hail coffee and titties.
And big fat cocks.
Cocks and coffee cocks.
Do-do-do.
I'm telling you, that old man was like this.
That's scary.
And it was just a swangin'.
It's one of those ones where like it doesn't even get hard all the way.
Oh my god, I'd be terrified if it fucking did, bro.